Hello all, this is the first video going over storefront curtain wall and aluminum doors. I'm also going to share how this is achieved rather quickly. I did mention this in one of the initial setup videos. Markup is pretty self-explanatory. You are adding 30% to the cost. Tax in is figuring 5% on the cost. Tax out is figuring 10% on the markup plus the cost. Initially, I didn't have tax in. Tax in would be used by companies who are not tax exempt. Energy surcharge is 10%. And that is applied to the cost of glass. Coming over here to storefront, we have SF1, 2, and 3. The first two are exterior. The third one is interior. Same with curtain wall. CW1, 2, 3 is interior. These two are exterior. Aluminum doors will take all of the values from your storefront. Here's SF1, 2, and 3. And curtain wall, it will pull it from here, it will combine them, and provide you a total price for all of your doors. If you put in one pair here, since it's in the interior CW3, it will show on Easy Proposal as one interior pair, or whatever it was. One interior pair and 5 interior singles are pulled from CW3 or SF3. 4 exterior pairs and 6 exterior singles are pulled from SF1, SF2, CW1, and CW2. So that is how you properly populate Easy Proposal. Coming back up to the top, there are various ways how to establish the cost. They're all in columns C and D. If I hit this clear button, it will clear out the input values that are, input cells that you manually put in on this sheet. Glass is taken from the glass tab. This is SF1, 2, 3, curtain wall 1, 2, 3, doors, and windows. This is where you plug in your square footage. So we have quoted insulated. The idea of this is you can just adjust this. Here's $9. There is the energy surcharge of 10%. That is then applied to 1,020 to get 10,000. And this then applies all the way down. Watch, glass tab videos on how to do this. There's quote insulated, plugged monolithic, plugged laminated, compiled insulated, and louvers mapes. The total square footage that you plug all the way across the board is totaled here on glass, and here's the price. You then have the opportunity to add spandrel, rake, box, XYZ. 2015 is the total square footage of the openings that you plug in from GDS and the like. So 2015 is your total square footage, and the idea of this number here, which is ratio, is taking the total glass square footage and comparing it to the total square footage of the openings. You're basically subtracting the aluminum from the total square footage, and the glass remains. So that's the idea. This number is then repeated back over here for your convenience. 88 is a little high. You will generally get about 85. Anything below 80 is cause for concern. You may want to go back and check it depending on how many doors you have in the overall square footage. This is the total. This is the sell price per square foot. There's the square footage. Labor is carried from here. There it is. So on SF and curtain wall, you establish your labor. That's basically all you're doing. The idea is that you plug in your values that you get from GDS, Glazer Studio, and the like. You then choose these drop downs. I went over this in one of the videos on initial setup. Coming over here, this is what shows up on Easy Proposal, and that is pretty much it for that portion of the speech. You will see these check marks. So this is being pulled from glass, which is here. That's what is known as the database price. If you get a quote, you can plug it in here, at which point the cost adds both until you uncheck. Then it figures just that. If you check it, you can use this as, say you want to add $420 for some reason, you can do that. That is the same here. If there's nothing in the E column, that means that it is adding the two columns. Coming down to calc. Calc and ship are multiplying ciphers. This is a addition cipher. This is the cost of a sausage of calc. Feet per sausage is taken from here. This is saying that you have a 3/8 inch diameter joint, and it is 1/2 inch deep for 24. Generally, I use it as 3/8 and 3/8. So we're going to change this from 25 to 33. At which point this number changes. This is simply the cost of a sausage of calc. This number is taken from, and I'm using SF1 as an example. This number is taken from here, linear feet, which is twice the perimeter. So in this cell, you're putting in the perimeter of all of your SF1 openings. This number is shared on the proposal. If I were to do 1, 931 is 931 times 1. If I move it to 2, it doubles. So this calc number reacts to that. If I were to change this to 50, it'll change that number. That's the idea of feet per sausage. Shipping is taking the number of stock lengths, which is here, and it's providing you an opportunity to apply a price for shipping. Certainly, if you get a quote for your stock lengths and the shipping is included, you can put this to 0. If you hit this button, it will clear out your values here that are inputted, and it won't touch these ones. So let's do it. It'll also highlight what it got rid of. And that is how you figure your storefront. Same thing here, same thing here. This is curtain wall. Calc applies the same. Feet per sausage is less. Tiebacks, that is your value for tiebacks. This is tied to here. There's your tiebacks. If I were to make this 15, that would change. Your price per tieback, make it 60. 60 times 15 is 900. We already went over calc, we went over shipping. That is how you input your values for storefront and curtain wall. Ratio is shared, price per square foot. Labor is carried over. Total is material plus labor. Coming down to aluminum doors, this is the introduction of trump ciphers and minimum ciphers. The ciphers are pretty easy to spot because they have these numbers here. If it is green, it's being carried to the cost. A trump and minimum cipher will take up 2 rows. The idea here is that if nothing is in the quoted door, you can apply a price per leaf, 21 being the total number of leaves. That is taking the values from storefront and curtain wall and combining them here. Price per frame, price per leaf, labor price is all taken from this down here. Plus this down here. On any given pane, you can figure a variation of man and hours to be applied to the doors. This is exterior, this is exterior, this is interior. That is how you establish this here. I just realized I went over that at the beginning of the video. So the idea of applied door is to take your plug number of price per square foot if you are doing a simple job, or if you're doing one where the architect hasn't produced a hardware schedule or anything like that. You're just doing a budget, or you're just doing a standard manufacturer's door. That's how you do it. The idea of a trump is, even if you put $1 in here, and just be careful understanding that if you put any value in this or this cell, it will trump the applied door. So just make sure that you have a reasonable number in there. You can then add your hardware, and that is a add cipher. Glass is what's known as a minimum cipher. $65 is to represent the price of 1/4 inch clear tempered in a single door. 65 times 21, which again is the number of leaves, gets you $13.65. This is taken from the glass tab here. Wait. Sorry about that. So it is to equal that number there. And if this number is larger than the applied glass, it will carry. Let me do a demonstration on it here. I'm going to go... I think I just changed this. Sorry, I did another video. If this number is less than this number, it will carry the larger number. That is the idea of a minimum cipher. To demonstrate again, change this to spandrel, and since this price is larger than this price, it carries that. And just to demonstrate once again, whichever the larger price is, it carries. That's how it works. And I forget to return to the original when I'm demonstrating. So I believe that is it. We went over the clear buttons here. They're on every one of them. I'll just demonstrate here the hide again. Just hides the ones that aren't being used. Next video will be brake metal. Thank you very much.